Welcome to the Spurs News Podcast, your home for all things Tottenham Hotspur. Now, here are your hosts.
Hello everybody and welcome to a new episode of the Spurs News Podcast, episode 289 in fact. I am Sam. Joining me, and this time, for the last time in 2025, it's Stefan.
Hey, do you know what? No, I've got no more shows left. This is the last one.
Yeah, that was that was very. It threw me last week. You'd have absolutely bombed me this week. So yeah, man, 2025 wrapped for you. I've still got a few more shows to do, a few more games to watch. You're going to be away on the great winter adventure with the family. Do you think you will even bother checking on Tottenham during that time?
I will be checking scores. So the rule is we're only allowed like our phones when we're at our villa. When we're out of the villa, it's like no phones allowed because it is family time. So I will be keeping an eye on everything when I get back.
What if you get like separated and stuff? How will you reach each other?
Plans in place apparently. But no, basically it's no scrolling phones and stuff like that whilst we're out doing stuff with the family. So it will be a case of getting back to the villa, loading up Spurs News Facebook page, checking everything that's happened.
Nice advert. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah,
I'll probably check in on lovely Laura on Instagram as well.
I wouldn't bother, to be honest with you. She's not what she was. Boring. Yeah, it's very boring. There's none of the OnlyFans content. She doesn't even do the ping pong pool show anymore for us. It's very disappointing. Anyway, so I have.
She's going to listen to this one day and get so mad.
Oh no, she listens all the time. You know, I joke about that. I joke that like she doesn't listen anymore. She does. I just get these little kind of like. Me and my husband were listening. Thanks for that. Or I got a message on Instagram saying, "Have you heard this week?" And I'm like, "Oh, great, here we go again."
What's he done now?
Yeah. I said it's okay because deep down, she likes me a little bit. Sometimes. On Tuesdays. Anyway, so got a lot to talk about. I'm going to open the show. Handing over to fellow Tottenham fans, because if I don't, I have that horrible habit of answering every single question and then getting to the end and reading them out and being like, sorry. So
what did you think about listen to 4 minutes 12 on the podcast? Yeah, just end up timestamp.
Now it's time for your comments from our social media.
So we got a few emails come in, but I'm going to start with direct Facebook messages we've had in. So Tom Perks said, a question for the podcast, guys. I fully understand your views on Thomas Frank having never managed in Europe. In the summer, who would you have hired instead? Because I don't know if Marco Silva or Adoni Areola, I don't know how to say his name. I think it's Areola.
Areola, yeah, something
boobs.
like that.
So anyway, they haven't either. So what was kind of your view? I want to kind of caveat this a little bit because when I mentioned that, it was part of an overall thing. It wasn't just because of that I don't like him. It was like that was part of I don't understand this appointment when you factor in all these different things, and that was just one part of it.
One part of a long list of reasons why.
for me, yeah. I mean, most people, yourself included, told me how tactically good he was, how we'd be adaptive, and all these different things. And all I ever saw at Brentford was the sort of football that I'm seeing now, really, which is defensive counter-attack, which I didn't enjoy under Jose.
In fairness, if you look at how we played last season to how we're playing now, the squad has massively adapted from free-flowing attacking football to whatever it is we play now.
Yeah, I mean,
technically an adaptation.
Okay. So my kind of My fear on this is if you're going to back someone, I want to back the person that plays the football I enjoy watching. I mean, isn't that obvious? Like, I don't get why people get so weird about this when it comes to sport or football, because if someone sits you down in front of a film and it's a genre you hate, like I don't like horror films. Someone sticks a horror film on in front of me, I'll probably not watch it. I'll probably either leave the room, go on my phone. I'm not interested.
Yeah.
Oh, let's go to the cinema and watch this. No, thank you.
Yeah.
It's just like that. So why is it that when it comes to me supporting my team, it's so weird that I say, I'm not enjoying this, so I'm not going to watch it. And I'm clearly not alone. You only got to look at the attendance figures at the stadium.
That's true.
So I find it a bizarre thing. Like, no, I love my club, therefore I'm going to sit and watch this shit every week and enjoy it. Like, they're going to hand me shovels and I'm just going to keep hammering it down my throat. So that my concerns around all of that were around that basis. Now, he was at Brentford. If you look at the Bournemouth manager, there is a style of football they play which I quite like. It's a little bit similar to what Pochettino did, which is high pressing, trying to win the ball back higher up the pitch and trying to condense the areas. He is obviously managing a side very different to ours, and also has, like the question put it, hasn't managed in Europe. So I would have had those concerns as well, but it's a style of football I would prefer. Silva is, again, a bit like Thomas Frank for me. I wouldn't want him anywhere near the football club. Like, I just can't stand the guy. So it's a bit difficult for me to comment on that one. Yeah, so I don't know what to say to that, really. What about yourself?
Well, my obvious choice was to not sack the manager that just won us a European trophy.
Yeah.
However, I get told on a regular basis how I'm wrong to think that on social media. So
Yeah.
we'll skip over that one. Who would I have hired? Like, that was a problem, I think, for me. The problem was who was out there available and willing to come to Tottenham Hotspur
Yeah.
in the summer. Like, hands down, every time I would say, let's get Poch back. But he would not have left the United States with a year until the World Cup in the countries that he manages nation hosting it.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean,
He wouldn't have come back at that time, so that rules that one out. And then you look around more and I'm like, okay, I probably would have had Xavi, because he had just left Barcelona.
Yeah.
I think having a manager that had played the way Barcelona played, and it was quite clear in his management style that he liked that style of play as a manager as well.
Yeah.
I would have had him in quite happily. But apart from that, I don't really think there was anyone else.
I mean, it's very difficult
Really
because
going
it's very difficult because you never know how it's going to work out. I mean, you obviously, when we appointed Thomas Frank, we're quite happy with that. And by the way, a lot of people still are. A lot of people berate me unbelievably from my view.
Yeah.
But so it is difficult because you don't know. Like, we first appointed Ange, I was very hesitant on it. Reading more, watching more, I was, okay, let's see how this goes. I was blown away by the start he made and then I just watched the team get decimated by injuries and suspensions and it completely fell off. But we still finished 5th in that first season. And you kind of saw, okay, I can see all the potential. I love this style of football. There is something there. Let's back the guy in the summer and see what we can achieve.
Yeah.
We didn't. We signed young, inexperienced players who, for the best will in the world, are great, but weren't helpful to him in that season playing the Europa League. So from a 3 to a 4 competition season, and the squad got smaller. Where's the brains in that? So you then have that situation where, again, I'm like, I do like the brand that he wants to play. I'm just accepting of the fact we can't do it right now because the squad's decimated and it was even worse. And then at the end of the season, you win something and you go, that's incredible. This squad stayed so together, so united, so kind of behind the manager. You then sack that manager, and I wasn't happy with that decision, but it's what it is. Anyone who listens to the podcast know there were a few occasions where it was just like league defeat after league defeat, and I was like, unfortunately, I've hit that point. He's obviously got to go because it's just not working.
Yeah.
But then when he wins the Europa League, you're like, okay, I now have a better understanding. We were decimated by injuries. They made the decision. We can't get top four. We can't, we're out of every other competition to win. We win this. We not only win a trophy, we win the Champions League. We aren't going to get relegated, so we're swapping priorities. To me, that's logical, and it just makes sense. And now I'm reading all the time as like, oh, he's set our club back years because he showed the squad the mentality that the league doesn't matter, and it just...
Yeah, I still don't understand that whole kind of he showed everyone the league doesn't matter thing. Yeah. That's still, when I see that, I'm kind of like, really, did he? Or did he show him that? Did he show everyone that trophies matter
more than
let's go win trophies because that matters more than anything else?
Yeah, I do find that a weird argument, but. So, going back to it, so you could, I could have been over the moon with an appointment in the summer and still be in this place now, hitting my head against the wall, thinking, what the hell are we doing? And vice versa, so it is very difficult. You can have people you think would do well that don't. You can have people who you think, oh, God, this is going to be awful and it's great. You don't know. So, Thomas Frank being appointed, I said at the time, I'm hopeful, but it's just someone I can't warm to, I don't like. There's some things that I'm concerned about. They have, unfortunately for me, and I think for us watching, bore out to be kind of true because it is pretty dull as shit most of the time. And yeah, so it's not enjoyable. But I don't know. You look around the league, there are a few managers there that you look at and you go, yeah, I'd like to see them given a go. Glasner at Crystal Palace, I think, has done an incredible job.
He has done fantastic, considering they've sold their best players every summer.
And he continues it's the kind of squad over individual aspect I like, but also there is a style there is a system there that he plays that everybody buys into. So when a player leaves, it's like a cog in the machine and the new cog just slots into it. Very similar to what Pochettino was building with us.
Same sort of thing happening at Brighton, isn't it? No matter who the manager or the players are at Brighton, it's the same style, same thing. Yeah. It keeps going. It's weirdly, it's exactly what we need at Tottenham.
Yeah, and it is. And it's what, when Daniel Levy appointed Ange, he said, we've got our Tottenham back. He basically said, I've tried these win now managers. I've tried this kind of thing where I've compromised our football principles. It didn't work, so I'm going back to, to dares to do. This is what Tottenham should be.
Yep.
And then he fired that guy after winning, by the way. He dared and did and got fired. And appointed a manager. His final ever managerial appointment was to take us straight back to all those things he said I've tried that and it didn't work, so we're not going to do that again. I think it summed him up, really, Levy.
I think he did. I think you're right.
There was no real commitment to the football inside at all, and no real commitment to success, footballing success, how to measure success. He was, I don't know whether he was just in it too long or just...
But he made all those things about how he loved that night in Bilbao and stuff, and then it was like, but then you did this straight away, and it was like, that makes no sense. You didn't even bring in another born winner to take over to keep leading the club forward. You then brought in a mid-table manager, which apparently I'm not allowed to say, because if I say he's only a mid-table manager from Brentford, then I'm over over the top and
that's what
deluded
he
or
is.
something.
But why is that? That's literally stating a fact.
I know, but I'm seeing this a lot on social media at the moment, that us Spurs fans need to stop trying to say that Thomas Frank was only a Brentford manager like it's a bad thing, because, you know,
I'm not saying
we finished 17th last season and they finished above us, so actually...
Oh, fuck off.
I know, I see this so often on social media, and I'm like, it's like we are being absolutely battered with this thing of, yeah, you finished 17th last season. Like everything else that happened in the whole season means nothing at all, because that one league position,
I blame Sky for
that's
this.
what Ange and the squad last season should be remembered for.
I swear to
Bill
God,
Dow.
I blame Sky Sports for this, and I really do, because to them the Premier League is the be all and end all, and
That's where they get their money from, isn't it? TNT Sports are the Champions League.
But they
you know.
really do hammer this into people to the point that people seem to forget there is more to football than the Premier League. Like, people forget that football friggin' existed before the Premier League because of Sky. And,
Yes.
and journalists, like print journalists, buy into that bullshit as well. Like, you just look at it and you're going through, like, there's a thread put together by a fellow Spurs fan. It's just like the journalists attacking Spurs fans for Spurs fans not enjoying Thomas Frank's tenure. And it is just like journalist after journalist after journalist doing this. Oh, you were 17th last year. What are you moaning about?
And it's like the fact we won a damn Champions League, you bastard. Europa League.
Yeah.
And we're now in the Champions League because of it. That's the thing. Like,
And there was a pretty significant injury crisis, and there was so much going on that the end of the season, the chairman and the board were all replaced. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's just, we're going to forget all that, and we're just going to say, yeah, but you finished 17th. Like, I'm telling you, in 10 years' time, I'm going to remember Bilbao. I won't give
100%.
fuck we finished 17th. In fact, I don't now. Like if we got relegated, yeah, I'd have cared. But we didn't. Where we finished in the league that season means nothing to me compared to winning that trophy. And I said this before, I guarantee you go back through all the trophies we won and you ask people where we finished in the league that season, they wouldn't care or even know, except for maybe 61 or 51 because we did the double.
Doing the double, yeah, I don't have that count.
Yeah, I know that.
You could guess where we finished easier, that one. But no, apart from that, I think you're absolutely spot on. Like, who cares about that league position? Because we won the tournament. Like, we won a tournament. We won a trophy. Why does anybody else kind of... 5 years' time, we're going to remember Son lifting that trophy up.
Yeah.
But, like you say, everything we do is getting beaten on. Yeah, but you finished 17th. You were the worst team in the Premiership to stay in the Premiership.
Yeah, you've got nothing to moan about.
Luckily, we hired the only manager that we did the double over then, hey, you know.
So Barry Fowles also messaged in, and he says, what a mess we find ourselves in. I said a few weeks ago Thomas Frank is Levy's last lie, and you alluded to this on the podcast. Levy sat in front of us all and told us all we have a style of play and we will recruit that style, then put a manager. So basically, Barry, at the start of the show, I said I'm going to do the questions first because otherwise I will say stuff.
And then we went on a 10-minute rant.
And then I went on a rant and I've answered your point. So apologies, Barry, but I did it round the other way. Michael Jasperenis says, the football this season has been a mess, no structure or visible plan. Do you feel Cutie's passion against Newcastle was him as the captain trying to take charge of the situation? Do you think Frank is trying to form a kind of bunker mentality with the team by publicly saying everyone's against them? I do think that about Cutie. I do think in that game he reached fuck it, which... I respect. So we're recording this the day after we beat Slavia Prague 3-0.
Yep.
I said to you, and I want to get your opinion on this while we're talking, not just in text. I felt our team was off last night. Like, they looked pissy. Like, they looked tetchy, on edge. They looked like they wanted to fight each other, fight everyone. Micky van der Ven is a typical Dutch player. Yeah, he's a massive centre half, and I wouldn't want to fuck with him. But he ain't a guy who's throwing elbows, and he ain't a guy who's looking like he's going to tell the ref to go fuck his mum all the time. And last night, he was steaming from
He
minute
just looked
one.
pissed off. Like, the look on his face was
All the
like
time.
that guy that's at the bar that's just been broken up with. He's just got that face on, like, don't fucking come near me.
Yeah, the next person that nudges me is going to get headbutted sort of look.
Yeah.
I don't...
And even, like, Vicario. Now, we know Vicario, you know, as a typical Italian, emotions on his sleeve.
Yeah.
But I saw at least twice him getting up into one of their players' faces, like, come in, and what? And I'm like,
Yeah, so...
okay. Cellini, he was diving into tackles that you wouldn't expect him to. You know, he is a very calm and collected tackling midfielder.
It
Threw
felt-
himself into a few tackles where I was like, that seemed a bit rash.
It just kind of felt like I watched us play against Chelsea, I watched us play against Arsenal, and we were passive, pathetic. And I watched that last night against the worst team in the Champions League. I'll put the word arguably next to it, but I think they're the worst team in the Champions League. And we came at it like it was a Chelsea or an Arsenal game where we were going to fight everyone, like have some sort of... And I kept sort of seeing this thing like, oh, it's good to see the players like showing determination. I'm like, this is so misplaced.
That's
what
not
the-
determination. Something has happened and the players looked pissed off.
So there was a moment in the second half, late in the second half, where a note was sent on, and the cameras tracked it, and the note's handed to Micky van der Ven, who reads it, has a face like this guy clearly should not play poker.
No.
Because as he reads it, he pulls this face of like utter disgust of like, what the fuck have I just read?
Screws
And
it up
just
and throws it
throws
on the
it.
ground
Yeah.
behind. Now, we are normally, if you see tactics being brought onto the pitch, normally like the bit of paper or whatever,
Yeah.
you normally see them, they kind of read it and then they tuck it in their sock.
Yeah.
Or I've even seen one guy chuck it in his mouth, chew it up and then spit it
Yeah.
out. Sort of thing.
Yeah.
It is,
You know.
do not let the opposition find this note. This is like, you
Yeah.
know... And he just reads it and basically goes, nah, fuck that, and throws it on the floor. And I'm like, oh.
It has created a lot of memes of what that could have said.
I mean, I would love to know.
I do think it's a fun game to play. And I will be playing it myself this afternoon as I downloaded the image to create the meme.
Pop that on our Facebook page. Best caption wins.
And they win a night with Laura. No, they don't. That's a joke.
Just
I
the
can't-
password.
Yeah, not allowed to give away that anymore. She said she's married. So I just look at it and I'm like, that's
Blatantly
so
said,
weird.
stop passing forwards.
I just like I have no idea. Like I'm just so kind of I don't understand where this weird thing was. Like I don't know. So it was a weird thing, but yeah, just to wrap the question, I don't know what Thomas Frank's doing, to be quite honest with you. I don't, because he attacked the fans after the fans were booing. Although I didn't agree with booing Vicario, and I still don't. I completely felt he mishandled it. I think there's a way, like Ange, for example, was always, fans have the right to feel how they feel. I think, you know, doing that doesn't help the team, but I understand how passionate they are and things aren't going well. We're going to work harder, which ironically is basically what Vicario said. Like
Yeah.
Vicario, the one who got booed, was basically like, okay, I get it. Like, it's not good. And also, and this is terrible, right? He got asked after the game last night about, you know, oh, how good does it feel that the Tottenham fans in the stadium since that happened? When your name's read out at the start, have really put an extra cheer on you. Like, there's been a few songs for you. And he's like, yeah, you know, this really helps lift me. But I am conscious, like, if I make a mistake, you know, they're going to boo me again. So I'm trying to stay level-headed. Now, I read that and I was kind of like, oh, that's a shame that that's now in his head. But all the comments were like, so it works then? And I was like, oh, fuck. That's really hard to argue. Like, that's like, and it's like every other comment was just like, oh, so it works. Good to know. Like, oh, fuck. It's like I'm now really conscious if I make a mistake, they're going to boo me again. I'm like, dude, I get what you're saying. You were just trying
basically,
to say, like,
you've now just told them if you boo a player, they're going to
Yeah.
try harder in the next game.
Yeah, so I just like
Not quite. what we
I'm
were
now
going
aware
for.
if I make mistakes, the crowd are going to turn on me, so I better not make more mistakes. And all the people are like, good, about fucking time.
Whereas you kind of, what you actually want to me is to say, you know, I don't want to be made to feel like that again. I
There
don't
you
even
go.
know if
Yeah.
there is a way.
Yeah.
I don't even know if there is actually a way of wording that doesn't
No,
come
there is.
across as...
You were right, like, you know, which is their sport means the world to me. Like, what happened that night, we all make mistakes, and being made to feel the way I did, wasn't good. Tells everyone that, like, that wasn't a good thing to do. I'm doing my fucking best. I appreciate your sport. Your sport makes me feel good, makes me play better. But the way you worded it, of course, English is his second language, so it just I saw it and I was like, because I read it, I was like, oh yeah, I get it. But then the comments were just like, oh, good, it works. Good to know. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah, oops.
Yeah, I completely get what you're saying there. So we have 1-2 games on the bounce. Ironically, beat Brentford 2-0 because we always beat Brentford nowadays, regardless of their manager, it seems. And we beat Slavia Prague or Praha 3-0. So that's 2 games, 5 goals scored, none conceded. You would imagine there is very little to moan about in amongst that. Well, you all fucking sit down because I got at least 20 minutes.
Yeah, you'd be wrong. Yeah.
No, all joking aside, I'm just going to say...
The style of play is boring as fuck.
I'm going to hand it to you just on Brentford for a moment.
Okay.
What were your overall thoughts on the game? Obviously pleased with the win. But yeah, what were your overall thoughts on the Brentford game?
Obviously, yeah, the 3 points is the main thing that's important. However, it is getting to a stage where I'm like, Tottenham are playing tonight. Oh, are they? Oh, okay. I might put it on. Like, there's no... It doesn't feel like there's any entertainment value left. Like,
No.
we're scoring goals, which is great. However, unfortunately, there was something you said a little while ago, and I was like, is it though? Is it? And then the more I've watched it since you said that, the more I've gone, fuck, he was right. And that is, at the moment, we are only scoring from a moment of genius
Yeah.
or a set piece.
Yeah.
Be that penalty, corner, free kick, sort of ball into the box sort of job.
Yeah.
Or one moment of Cuti Romero has gone, do you know what? Fuck this, I'm playing up front.
Yeah.
Or Van der Ven's picking the ball up, and as he said himself, I started running and I just found another space, and then I found another space.
Well, and Xavi against Brentford.
And Xavi against Brentford, he got the ball and space opened up for him, so he went for it. And that does seem to be the only way that we are scoring. There's none of this kind of... I say that there was one goal that Archie Gray was involved in where it was like, oh, that was a good team move, actually.
Yeah.
But apart from that, it seems to be a case of one player going, nah, I'm doing it. Or even like last night, penalties.
Yeah.
You know, and the more I'm watching, the more I'm kind of realising, I'm like, no, he's right. It is a moment of individualness or a set piece.
So
There's nothing exciting happening during the games themselves.
So I said that, and I got criticised quite heavily for it, which is fine. It's opinion based, and I was looking at so there's a few very, very good statistics accounts on Twitter which I like to follow and they're not the ones that literally do the like goals, assists, that kind of stats. You can find them anywhere now thanks to Opta and all the data being available. I'm talking about the ones that have done all the crazy kind of like, there's the XG stuff, but then there's like the average position of the player during the game, the average, like the amount they've run, stuff like that. So it goes into that kind of detail. Now, I like stuff like that. I don't have any expertise in any of this. I'm not a football scout. I'm not a football coach. I'm just a fan. But I like looking at it because I look at it and I kind of think to myself, okay, the bare minimum you want is like the team to be outworking the opposition. Like you want to see that. And like we got thumped by Chelsea, thumped by Arsenal. We were out-thought and out-fought in both of those games. And that to me is like unacceptable. Like a team can be tactically better than you and can be better man to man than you, but you should never be out-fought in a derby. Like you just shouldn't be. Like that's pathetic.
That should be man for man. You want that.
You should have that motivation. And if you are unable to find that motivation and your coach is unable to motivate you, you shouldn't be at the club. And I say that with a real anger about it because I've watched some of the worst Tottenham teams in history play in derby games and have levelled the playing field. Like it's form means nothing, league place means nothing, it's a one-off game.
Yeah.
And now I've seen arguably one of the better group of players I've watched, like on paper anyway. You look at them all and you go, yeah, they're great.
Trophy-winning Tottenham squad.
Yeah, and they just looked pathetic in those games. And then you play against Slavia Prague, and look like you're ready to fight everybody, including the fans. And I'm like, I don't get it. Where the fuck was this? Where was this level of anger, motivation, and also just why? Like, what the hell's gone on? I mean, the only thing I could find was that the day before, the admin for Slavia Praha across social media was talking about how the club has an association with Arsenal and all this kind of crap. And I'm just like, there's no way that bothers them, because if that bothered them, then surely they would have been bothered to actually show up and play against Arsenal.
Against Arsenal. Yeah.
So, yeah, I just like, there was just nothing there. Like, in the tunnel, perhaps one of them said something about their mum. I don't know.
But then
it was weird.
What I don't get is that, having watched the game as well, it wasn't even like they were pumped up and going for it. It looked reckless at times.
It looked like anger. Like, I didn't play football to any level. I played rugby, and there were times players would lose their heads rugby and punches would get thrown. You just get sent off. In the modern game of rugby, you throw a punch, you're just sent off. Back when I started playing, punching someone in the face was, oi, less of that. but by the time I'd finished playing, it was just an instant red card across all forms of the game. So, but you lose your head, and that's kind of what had happened. And I'd play in certain leagues and certain things where that was just every week. Like, people would lose their heads. It was like playing the game was secondary to just throwing a punch. And then you also have that controlled aggression, that kind of where you're knocking 7 bells of shit out of each other, but it's done within the laws of the game. I watched that last night, and it was borderline. Like, they looked like they were actually trying to hurt people. Not just like being physical. Like, Palhinha went in on 3 different sliding tackles, and I'm telling you, he mistimes them by a second, and he is leg breaking, red card, serious bans.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, he didn't. I think he got booked for one, and probably the one he got booked on, I was like, okay, that's probably one of the nicer ones.
Yeah, really? That's the one you're going to dodge him on? Yeah.
Have you ever seen that? Like, you're like, okay, I'll just watch this guy nail 3 people, and you've just booked him for, like, saying, oh, ref, what the hell? It's like, really? That's what he got booked for? But, like, there was just some weird stuff. Like, Burval came off the bench and was just, like, throwing himself into people, body checking. There was a moment where I really thought QT Romero was going to get sent off, right?
Yep.
He basically climbs over a guy to win a header. The guy backs into him, as everyone does. He lands awkwardly, and he stands up in the centre circle, and he's like, oh, he's obviously stretching something out, like, ow, that landing hurt. One of their players is running and sort of runs into him, and he just stiffens his shoulder and knocks the fucker flying. And then goes straight back to, ooh, me back. Now, It just so happens, because he was holding his back, the camera's on him as it happened. So I'm like, watching it, I'm like, cutie, what the hell? And Joe Hart on commentary's like, he's just done him there, like right in the centre circle. Like, that's not good. I mean, don't get me wrong, the guy did run into Cutie, and all Cutie did was stiffen up and knock him over. But that's
however,
the sort of thing.
that was still one of those situations where you're like, dude, why are you even putting yourself in that situation?
Like if there's a bit, like, some games start and then there's a few challenges going, you're like, oh, this is going to be a bit tasty, all right. But this game started with us that way. Like I have no idea. Perhaps this whole man-to-man thing being in there, perhaps Slavia Praha players were like giving verbals non-stop. Like, I don't know. It's just weird.
It was
just bizarre.
so strange. Like I say, it was just weird to watch. Like, the way they were playing, you're looking at me like, this isn't even like a passion. Like, this is just weird ruthlessness. It was just weird.
It was weird. Now, we won the game 3-0. The first goal was an own goal. The next two were penalties.
Own goal, possibly my favourite player.
Own goal's doing really well. It's our top scorer in the Champions League this year.
I have said, I've put it in the WhatsApp and I'll put it out here. If own goal finishes as top goal scorer in any of our competitions...
Oh, in any of them?
In any of the competitions, I will go and get a shirt next season with OG and the amount of goals they scored on it.
Will you get OG or will you get own goal?
Either or.
Okay, get own goal, because OG can be like original gangster, and that, you know,
yes,
that's kind of like cool.
Yeah, okay. I will get own goal and how many goals they scored as
that's
the
kind
number.
Of funny. All right, okay, I like that. I'm actually going to be like really hoping for more own goals.
I know, we're going to get to a game where it's like our last Champions League goal, and I'm like, say please, come on, someone.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, no, that's okay. That amuses me. Yeah, all right, that's good. I'm just like, I'm gonna sound so friggin' moany about this, but it's like, I want to see us play football where we are creating chances. When I talked about this the other week, like the chance creation, the shots that we're having or lack of, there was a huge clapback from journalists, which I saw, and fellow Tottenham fans who are obviously very big fans of Thomas Frank, that he's not about quantity, he's about quality.
Oh, God,
and
I saw
Brentford had the highest conversion rate of chances to goals, and now Tottenham have that in the league. Brentford never finished anywhere above mid-table. And we are 11th as I speak. Why the fuck are we emulating that?
And the other side of it is like, just as a pure kind of tongue-in-cheek piss-take example.
Okay.
If you are, who is it, Wolves at the moment.
Yeah.
Wolves are bottom of the table. They are on track to become a team possibly even worse than the Derby County team. Like, that is how poor at the bottom of the table they are. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now, let's say they're playing so shit that they only manage to get like 6 shots on target, but they score 5 of them.
Yeah.
Is that really successful? Because their shot conversion to goals is really fucking good? Like, why is that a fucking parameter that we are now trying to boast and brag about? Like, you could be the worst team in the league, only have 3 shots all season because you're that shit, score all 3 of them. Are you going to be bragging about the fact you had a 100% shot to goal conversion rate? Or are you going to be looking at it going, we played like shit all season and got relegated?
Yeah, it's a...
Like, I don't get where this stat has come from and why we are so... Like, people online are so fucking desperate to be like, yeah, but shot conversion rate, fucking go on.
I mean, it's funny because it's all the shit that I used to take the piss out of Arsenal fans for. Like, yeah, but, you know, the field tilt was in our favour. It's like, field tilt, fuck off. There's this interesting thing about this, which is the league position doesn't lie, which is like at the end of the season, where you finish in the league is reflective of your situation, how you played in the league and stuff like that. I'd agree with that. Like last season in the league, we were awful. And there were so many circumstances behind that, but 17, that was it. That was where we were at. Like Brentford, with all of this incredible quality over quantity, with goals and shots, etc., have just been mid-table the whole time. With the greatest love and respect to Brentford, that's incredible. They've come up through the divisions and they are now an established Premier League team that aren't fighting relegation every year, and they are established. And they can now, I hope for them, start to look at things and go, okay, let's now work out how we can go to the next step. Because that's got to be the goal for everyone.
Yeah, because we want to go from mid-table to every season top half of the table.
It's a risk. Like, you see clubs like Stoke and stuff in the past who were sat in mid-table and comfortable, and then they tried to have a crack, didn't work. But you'd hope clubs like that who have been run ridiculously well, like Brighton, are going to try and do it gradually. But of course, the fans, the longer you stay there, the longer they're going to be like, oh, I mean, I like being in the Premier League, but can we try and win something now? Because, like, we've been here a while now.
Can we at least try and get, like, UEFA Conference
Yeah,
League?
Like, the next step's got to be we want to get into Europe, like the Conference League or something. That's that. I mean, for Brentford, freaking that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
For us, and again, and this isn't this kind of like my club's bigger than your club. It's just, for us, that's not it. For Tottenham, it's Champions League or the Europa League. That's got to be it. Like, we are looking at top 6 as a bare minimum for us. And now we've lifted the trophy last season, we're looking at top 6 plus winning or being close to winning a cup. That should be where we're at.
Yeah, I agree.
So, with that being said, why is it that I am consistently but 17th last year? It doesn't mean anything. Like, we're sat in mid-table. We're not creating chances. We're just not. We are against better sides. We're also not scoring. Like, if you don't create, you don't take on opportunities, you do not score goals. And when you go up against better sides, you defend better, have better goalkeepers, for example, have got defenders who aren't going to hack you down in the box or score for you, we're going to struggle. Like last night, against Slavia Prague, we created probably 2 or 3 decent opportunities in the entire game. 2 of those led to penalties. Well, sorry, 1 of those led to a penalty. Because the one that Porro, I think, was hacked down was ridiculous. He was going nowhere.
Ridiculous.
The defender was a moron. All he had to do was just stand there. and like, the ball... Anyway, my whole thing on this is, like, the first 40 seconds, Richie should have scored, but somehow managed to hit the goalkeeper in that situation.
Yeah.
Then later in the game, Xavi had that run into the box and was brought down. That aside, we watched this game, both of us, last night. Can you think of any or many other examples of us really in their box?
Not with a serious intent of trying to get an opportunity away. Like, we were getting the ball towards the edge of their box and then kind of stopping and looking around like, who can I pass it to?
This is the thing.
This is one of the things that makes me think that it is something that is really being taught to the players, okay?
Yeah.
Is that they're not taking the risky shot. They're not taking the risky pass.
No.
And this is where that whole conversion rate thing is what worries me, because there are now opportunities where players are getting the ball into a good position. Be that a good position for a shot or a good position for a cross, a through ball, something like that.
Yeah.
And it's not happening. And I can only believe it's not happening because they are now being drilled on you only shoot when you're going to score.
You know how it feels.
That's the feel it has. Like, I watched. Who was it? One of our players got the ball last night and got to the corner of the box.
Yeah.
And there was an opportunity there for them. It was Odeber. He would dribble down. He got the ball to the edge of the box, like on the corner of the box.
Yeah.
In my head, I'm like, now take one touch out of your feet and fucking drill it.
Yeah, it's a sunny effort, yeah.
Yeah, and instead he puts his foot on the ball, puts his body almost with his body between the ball and the goal, and looks around like, shit, who's in a better position than I am? Who can I pass it to? I need someone who's got a better chance. Like, who's got a better XG percentage than I have right now? Like,
ugh, don't say stuff like that. Ugh, that hurt.
But that's how it feels. Like it genuinely feels like he looked up and went, "Oh, I'm not allowed to shoot from here." Okay.
I have a challenge for everybody listening. It's not a fun challenge, but it is something I want to see if other people notice. For weeks now, I've said this, we have no attacking structure, and because of that, the players, when they win the ball in a position we should be going forward, look lost. I don't know how many times last night, because I lost count, we won the ball, a player turned into space or passed it around the corner, creating space, and then the player who had it had no options to pass the ball forward and would literally have to stop, killing any momentum in an attacking phase, and then pass it backwards.
Yeah, like no one is willing to make that run. Like, can you imagine? There. I mean, I know it's all very hypothetical and stuff, but like, imagine we still had a player like Harry Kane who would get the ball deep and would be waiting for a Son or a Lucas Moura or someone like that to run past him into that space and pass the ball.
Yeah.
Like, that is how we are used to watching our team play. We are now watching a player like Xavi Simons, who has such ability. Like, you can tell he's a very, very talented player.
Yeah.
He's now getting the ball on the halfway line, turning round to go, right, who's making a run? And going, I guess I'll pass it back to Van der Ven.
Yeah.
Because there's just nothing happening in front of him.
Question on Xavi.
Yep.
Thomas Frank dropped him for 4 games. Brought him back. He scored a goal and an assist in the 2-0 win over Brentford.
Yep.
He scored a penalty last night after winning it against Slavia Prague. So 2 goals, 1 assist in 2 games since being brought back in the start. Is that managerial genius, or is it proof that he should have been playing all along?
See, now for me, I think that he should not have been thrown straight into the first team when he was.
Okay, so
I think when you buy a player from a foreign league,
it
is very, very rare that they hit the ground running straight away.
Yeah.
There are the odd players that you go, oh, okay, no, fair enough. That was like, I mean, even Haaland took 3 or 4 games before he started then becoming a machine and scoring every game.
Even Haaland took 3 to 4 games.
Yeah, he's a lie to every single bloody statistic there is out there. But look at Son, living legend of our club.
Yep.
First season finished, I want to go back to Germany.
Yeah.
You know, you should not be getting... If you buy a player from a Premier League club, you are more likely to be able to throw them into your squad because they are going to, A, know the league, and B, if they're playing in the same league, they know your squad. They will know some of the players, they will know roughly how you play, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
If you buy a player from a foreign league, they have to learn the league, sometimes potentially learn the language, learn who their teammates are, learn how their teammates play. That player should be on the bench, and you're a couple of goals up, throw them on. Or
so you think
you need a goal desperately? They're an attacking player. Fuck it, throw them on, see what happens. Don't start them. I think we threw Xavi into a squad that wasn't playing great, without knowing the league, without knowing his teammates, and went, "Go on then, magician, off you go."
So you think what Thomas Frank did now was belated, but the right call?
Belated, definitely.
Yeah.
The right call, maybe. The whole bringing him off the bench and letting him get a few minutes and kind of finding his way, giving him more training with the squad definitely helps. And I'm hoping we're now gonna see that. It's just those extra few weeks and stuff, just being able to bed himself in more, you know.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
at the same time, I say that, and we're recording this on the 10th of December. He signed for us in August.
Yeah, like I don't really have an opinion one way or another on that. I've just seen it being discussed quite a lot, and I just thought I'd put it to you. I personally, a player like him, when we are struggling to create chances and you got him sat on the bench, I thought was moronic. But if he's not ready, then he's not ready. But I think in the last 2 games he's proven he was and is, and I personally felt he had his best game just before being dropped. Like he for me, he was, okay, he's come on, he's done this, brilliant, let's give him a chance, and then we didn't see him. So
yeah, I'm saying there.
I find it bizarre, but you know, it's what it is. If you were joining the Spurs squad now, who do you think? Because you just said something then that just triggered in my mind, like joining the squad, you'd know the players. Like, so let's say you're playing in the Premier League, you sign for Tottenham in January. Which player in our current squad would you most be looking forward to playing alongside meeting? And which player in our current squad would you be thinking, I'm going to really dislike that guy? Just purely from the outside looking in.
See, for me, I know he's injured at the moment, but someone like Maddison.
That you'd think was a twat and you wouldn't like.
No, he's the one that I would be desperate to kind of like...
I know.
Best mates with, because he just seemed fucking brilliant.
Yeah, no, I know.
A player who I think is probably just a bit of a twat. I mean, Basuma is the bloody obvious one at the moment.
What, Balloon Boy?
Balloony. He is my obvious... Yeah, I'm going to walk in and go, you're a dickhead.
Yeah.
I
don't think you're going to see him there.
No, I don't think he'll be back in the squad anytime soon. I don't think we have anyone really at the moment. Like, there's players who I wouldn't want to get on the wrong side of.
I mean, I'd love to be
like
on the
Kuti,
same team.
for example.
Yeah, I'd like to be on
get on the wrong side of him.
I'd like to be on the same team as QT. He'd be the guy on day one I'd want to make best friends with. Like,
just because you don't want to go against him in a training match and be like, oh, fuck, your leg's falling off.
Because apparently he trains like he plays. Like, I've heard that about him from day one. Like, Sonny said in an interview, like, ever since QT joined, I've got to change my shin pads 3 times a day. It's like, I kind of like that. So yeah, I'd definitely be like, me and you were besties, right? And give him a big hug. I can't think. I mean, Brennan Johnson's Welsh, so maybe him. That's a joke. I'm from Bristol. We're allowed to make those jokes here.
Ben Davis is another one, to be fair. I love Ben Davis.
Yeah, see, I think I'd just sit and talk to Ben. Like, he's so friggin' intelligent.
Have a chat. I reckon he's just brilliant.
But I'd go sit with him, like, cross-legged on the floor. Tell us a story, Grandad. No.
He's younger than you.
Hey, as if I'm signing for the... Like, I'm in fantasy land here.
Player signing. Okay, yeah.
Hey, there was no need to... Oh, that's it. I'm depressed now, right? Stupid fun game over. Stefan ruined it by bringing up my real age.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. How old's Ben Davies?
32, 31, 32, I think.
Alright, how old are you?
35.
Alright, fair enough. I feel better again.
Yep.
I think Ben Davies is your age, by the way. I don't think he's 31, 32. I think he's like 34, 35.
1 second, I will find out.
Alright, you look at that whilst I do a quick name check. So, in the next couple of weeks, we got the Christmas special and a few other shows covering the games over the Christmas period.
32.
Oh, he's 32. Okay, so you're 3 years older than Grandad Davies. I put a thing out about sort of Stefan's going to be away, so I'm going to be trying to line up like some guest hosts. I got swamped, so thank you very much for all the offers. I could have said this. I had people in mind, which isn't like I didn't mean it to be like, hey, put your applications in. But thank you, because if any of those people back out on me now, I now have a serious list of listeners who are willing to jump in, which would be fun for me. So thank you to everybody.
Part of me just thinks it would be hilarious just to get the listeners in and just see how many of these listeners are ones that are secretly messaging you just abuse. Start recording and they just open up on you.
Just open up. Now I'm on the show, you carrot cruncher cunt. Yes. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Mum. Yeah. No, I mean, I want to say a big thank you to the 3 or 4 people who decided to send in essence, CVs. With pictures, by the way. And yes, all of you were wonderful and vast experience, and like genuinely I had people in mind, but if they back out, you're there. So that's going to be fun. But mate, I'm not going to speak to you for a while. This is emotional for me. We're not going to talk now until 2020. We're not going to talk till next year.
Yeah, that's true. I normally make those jokes like at the very end of December, like, yeah. Talk to you next year, mate, and all that. This is quite early in December to be saying that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you've got like a great adventure planned, so that's pretty cool.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
In fact, you're not back until my birthday, I don't think.
I land on your birthday, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know how much planning it took to make sure I was back in the country? Just to be able to give you a call and say happy birthday.
As you should, yeah. Me and Eric Dyer share a birthday for anyone who wants to look that up. Okay, so massive thank you to everybody for listening. Massive thank you to Stefan for joining me for the final time of 2025.
That's what I did think when you first started that massive thank you. I was like, he's going to thank me for the year. And then you went to the fans, and I was like, oh, awkward.
Yeah, well, I did. It's all right. I got there. Jeez. People first. They're nicer than you.
Fair point.
Yeah. So I will be back next week and the following week. and all over Christmas. Listening. Yes. Maybe, if you're allowed to use your phone.
Yes.
So thank you to everybody. I'll be back next week. Until 2026, Stefan, say goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone. Have a wonderful Christmas, a fantastic New Year, and who knows, by the time I've returned, we might have actually made some signings in the window.
Thank you for listening to the Spurs News Podcast. We hope that you enjoyed the show. Stay up to date with all things Tottenham. Follow us on social media. All links are in the podcast description.